Liverpool's transfer pursuits. The Martin Zubimendi saga and the Ederson possibility. Liverpool's approach to the transfer market in recent seasons has often been characterized by a blend of shrewd acquisitions, strategic player development, and bold decisions. However, some transfer pursuits have not gone as planned, and one of the most high-profile failures in recent memory was their attempt to sign Martin Zubimendi during the summer window. The move for Zubimendi, who plays as a defensive midfielder for Real Sociedad, was widely reported and met with great fanfare. The club announced that an agreement had been reached with Sociedad for the 24-year-old, and there was widespread optimism that the Spanish international would be making the move to Anfield. However, in a surprising twist, Zubimendi himself rejected the offer, opting to remain in Spain. This left Liverpool fans disappointed and raised questions about the club's ability to secure top targets in the transfer market. Despite this setback, Liverpool's sporting director, Richard Hughes, has remained steadfast in his pursuit of strengthening the team's midfield. There have been persistent rumors that Liverpool are still keen on signing Zubimendi, with reports suggesting that the player himself may now be more open to the idea of a move to England. However, given the history of the failed transfer, the club is treading carefully and keeping other options on the table. The Zubimendi saga. A high-profile failure. The transfer saga surrounding Martin Zubimendi in the summer of 2023 was one of the most talked-about stories of the transfer window. Liverpool had identified the Real Sociedad midfielder as the perfect addition to their squad, with his impressive performances in La Liga drawing the attention of top European clubs. Zubimendi was seen as a defensive midfielder with excellent technical skills, an eye for passing, and the ability to break up opposition attacks. All qualities that Liverpool desperately needed to bolster their midfield. The agreement between Liverpool and Sociedad was initially announced with much excitement, and fans were hopeful that Zubimendi would provide the kind of defensive stability that had been missing in the team's midfield for some time. However, despite the deal seemingly being on the verge of completion, Zubimendi made the unexpected decision to reject the move. The midfielder cited his desire to remain at Sociedad, where he was an integral part of their midfield, and to continue his development in La Liga. This rejection came as a blow to Liverpool, who were left scrambling to find alternative solutions in the market. The club had placed considerable faith in Zubimendi as their key target for the midfield, and his refusal to move put their plans in disarray. The rejection also highlighted some of the challenges that top clubs face when pursuing highly sought-after players. Not every player is keen to make the leap to a new league or club, particularly when they are already performing well at their current destination. Despite this setback, Liverpool have not given up on their pursuit of Zubimendi. Reports have continued to surface suggesting that the club is still interested in signing the midfielder, with some rumors indicating that Zubimendi himself may be reconsidering his stance on a potential move to England. Renewed interest. Zubimendi open to a move? In recent months, reports have emerged that Zubimendi might now be open to leaving Sociedad, and Liverpool's interest in the player appears to be as strong as ever. The midfielder's decision to reject the move in the summer was likely influenced by a combination of personal factors, including his desire for continuity and his importance to Sociedad's midfield. However, as the player's career progresses, the allure of playing for one of England's biggest clubs may become more appealing. For Liverpool, the idea of signing Zubimendi remains an attractive one. The midfielder's technical ability and defensive attributes would make him a perfect fit for Jurgen Klopp's high-pressing system, and his ability to cover ground and break up attacks could add much-needed depth to Liverpool's midfield. With James Milner and Jordan Henderson no longer in their prime, and Fabinho's form having fluctuated in recent seasons, Liverpool's midfield has become a key area of concern. Zubimendi's technical qualities and versatility would add a new dimension to Liverpool's midfield, allowing Klopp to rotate his players more effectively and to offer a more balanced and controlled approach in the middle of the park. Given the demands of playing in the Premier League and the need to compete on multiple fronts, securing a player of Zubimendi's caliber could prove crucial to Liverpool's long-term success. However, whether Liverpool can secure Zubimendi's signature remains uncertain. The midfielder is under contract with Sociedad for the foreseeable future. Title winners depend on squad depth, Why Kiwior must stay at Arsenal. This January. When we look at the most successful teams in football history, one of the common threads that runs through them is the presence of reliable squad players. These are the unsung heroes who might not always grab the headlines or start every game, but when called upon, they deliver in crucial moments. They are the players who make it possible for teams to survive a grueling season and win titles. Whether it's players like John O'Shea at Manchester United, James Milner at Liverpool, or even more recently, João Cancelo at Manchester City, the role of a reliable squad player cannot be underestimated. Arsenal, with their ambitions of challenging for the Premier League and competing in Europe, are no exception to this rule. One such player who fits this mold perfectly is Jakub Kiwior. Signed in the previous transfer window for a bargain fee, the Polish international has proven to be a dependable backup for Arsenal, demonstrating that reliable squad players are just as important as stars. With the January transfer window approaching, Arsenal's management must ensure that they do everything in their power to keep Kiwior at the Emirates Stadium. It's not just about keeping a solid player. It's about maintaining the depth and strength of the squad, particularly in a season where the club will be fighting on multiple fronts. The challenge of keeping Kiwior at Arsenal. One of the difficulties Arsenal may face in keeping Kiwior lies in convincing the player to remain with the club. Arsenal's current squad, particularly in defense, is well stocked. With Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and Ben White all vying for starting spots, Kiwior often finds himself relegated to the bench. For a player of his caliber, this situation could feel like a bottleneck to his career progression. He could likely find a starting spot at several other top clubs around Europe, which puts Arsenal in a difficult position. However, the club must weigh the potential risks of letting Kiwior go. Football is unpredictable, and key injuries or suspensions in pivotal matches are always a possibility. For example, during their intense title race with Manchester City last season, Arsenal were forced to cope with the absence of key players. The pressure to maintain squad depth is even higher when you consider the demands of competing in both domestic and European competitions. Kiwior, who impressed many with his performances for Poland in the World Cup, has demonstrated that he is more than capable of stepping up when needed. He is solid defensively, versatile across multiple positions, and possesses excellent distribution skills, making him an asset to Mikel Arteta's tactical setup. The decision to keep Kiwior at Arsenal goes beyond just retaining a squad player. It's about ensuring the team remains competitive throughout the entire season, no matter what happens. The importance of depth in Arsenal's squad. Arsenal's resurgence under Mikel Arteta has been built on several key principles, one of which is the importance of squad rotation. Arteta's system demands high-intensity football, with players needing to perform at their best for 90 minutes, multiple times a week. This places a significant strain on the squad, making depth an essential element for success. The manager has successfully integrated a mix of young talents and experienced players, with depth across all areas of the pitch. In defense, Arsenal have built a solid foundation with Saliba and Gabriel as their first-choice centre-backs. However, Kiwior has proved that he is a reliable alternative, capable of slotting in and performing when called upon. Arsenal has learned from previous seasons where injuries to key players, especially in defense, have derailed their campaigns. Maintaining reliable squad players like Kiwior could be the difference between challenging for a title and falling short. In the modern game, injuries are inevitable. The sheer physical toll that football takes on players means that squads need to be prepared for injuries, suspensions, and the need for rotation. Having reliable backup players who can come in and perform without a drop in quality is crucial for maintaining consistency over the course of a season. Arsenal cannot afford to make the mistake of letting a player like Kiwior go, only to find themselves short-handed in crucial moments of the season. The role of Mikel Arteta and club strategy. Mikel Arteta has become one of the most promising young managers in European football. His tactical nous, combined with his ability to develop young talent, has made him a key figure in Arsenal's rebuilding process. Under his leadership, the Gunners have become one of the most well-drilled and organized teams in the Premier League. Arteta has been particularly adept at utilizing the squad depth available to him, rotating players to keep them fresh for the demanding fixture list. However,